Welcome back to the Hermitcraft FTB server. As you can see, I've been working on the tower, and I've also been giving some thought to making these four arms somewhat larger, taller, longer, and farther up the tower. I'm not exactly sure exactly how I want to do that. I think I do need to, but I'm not exactly sure how tall I need to make them or how high up the tower they need to go, and so on. And this here is an example. I've kind of built this one out just to kind of get an idea of what it would actually look like. And I think I'm getting close, but I'm still not exactly certain. And so I'm kind of looking for input on that. Now, bear in mind that these four arms, legs, whatever things, they are not the supports for the tower. This tower does not require physical support. It is held in place by other forces. And then I went ahead and built the tower up to its maximum height before I'd put anything on top. And that's what I've got. I'm not 100% certain there whether I want to go with just extending the walls straight up all the way, or if, say, about halfway or maybe even sooner, change from this layout to an actual circle, perhaps bigger, perhaps smaller, I don't know. Actually wrestled with these issues for quite a bit over the last couple of days. And finally I decided to get in here and say, hey, perhaps these good people who subscribe can give me a clue about that. And the other thing that I've done here is I raised the ceiling by 1 block. Because, well, if only because when I use the rod of return to teleport in here, I land right on top of the magnum torch, and I was arriving with my head in the ceiling. So that's what's going on there. And now need to head back to the base. What do we got here? Okay. Dear TFC, hope you're feeling better. Slip. Okay. And it's a chest full of blaze rods. Cool. That's cool. And what that's all about is those of you that have followed me on Twitter in the last few days will know that I have not exactly been feeling my best. There have been a lot of, let's just call it unpleasantness and leave it at that. So thank you, Slip. That's really appreciated very much. In any event, let's see, let's stop down here. And this storage situation down here is now working just fine. And that's because, I can pass the lag here, that the item sync had been set to default root yes. I'm not exactly sure when that happened, but it didn't start out that way. But in any case, once it was turned to no, these things started showing up down here like they're supposed to. So that works. Appreciate y'all, the several of y'all that pointed that out. Alright, things are getting along. I need to figure out what I need to be doing next. By the way, I set up one of these magma crucibles with glowstone in it to make this enriched glowstone stuff. Energized glowstone. That's a pretty interesting idea. Yeah, really, I like the look of it, the way it seems to work. And I was thinking perhaps in the tower that maybe using it for interior lighting would be an idea. So, like for example, if I set this down here, it flows upwards. And it acts basically just like water, only it flows upwards instead of downwards. And apparently, you get some speed and jump boost if you get in contact with the stuff. Which is fine, but you have to pretty much stay in contact with it to keep the bonus, so I'm not worried about that. Take that back up, and you see, this stuff will just keep flowing upward until it hits the ceiling. And presumably, if I did this outside, it would just flow up until it hit the build limit. That's pretty cool. Inverted gravity effect on that one liquid. But it might be an idea for a lighting system. Like, for example, if I were to put a block of that in the very center of the tower and just let it go up throughout the inside of it, then that could do a pretty good job of lighting. So, one of the things I want to get done today is some long overdue upgrades in here. That's, for example, oh, wait a minute. Oh, that nether copper makes pulverized. Oh, goody, that's the wrong kind. I'm going to have to, and pulverized tin. Yeah, I'm going to have to set up a thing to run that through a Forge lexicon to get that converted to the kind I use. Alright, anyway, these machines need to be upgraded. They need to have transformer upgrades so that they can run on high voltage, and then I want to put energy storage upgrades in there, and these all need overclocker upgrades. So it's time to upgrade this place. And once all these machines and everything is set to run on high voltage, I'm going to take this MFE out and the medium voltage transformer up there, take it out, and have this place running on high voltage from now on. And things will get processed a lot faster, and so on and so forth, etc. So I do need to set up a auto crafting solution. Okay, that one's not being used. Alright, good. For the energy upgrade, shift click that. Bingo. Now I just need a crafting logistics pipe. Import the recipe, and we're in business. Alright, so I am going to make up all of the necessary upgrade modules I need, and then we'll get this going. I figure I'm going to need a dozen of these. And energy upgrades. I'll put a stack in each machine. So 716. Oh. I thought rebatteries were set to be auto-crafted. In fact, I know they are in here. Somewhere. There they are. They're set to autocraft. I don't know why it's not making them. Okay, let's look at this again. Need 768 batteries and 2,936 rubber. Okay, apparently I don't have that much rubber. Let's see how much I do have. I've got 904. Okay. That means it's time to make a change in the farm. That's the wrong kind of sapling. Okay, I know I have some IC2 rubber tree saplings around here. There they are. Alright. Let's head down here and change this tree farm out to grow rubber tree saplings. I got 50,000 forest logs. I think I can afford to make the change. Alright, extractor. Actually, we don't need to mess with that one. This one needs to be changed. Alright, let's just take the 4 saplings out of it. And initially, as it harvests the trees that are up there, there'll be a bunch more of that coming in. I'm going to reset this thing to put in rubber trees. Of which I only actually have 15, but that'll correct itself over time. Alright, I'm just going to run this one up to 127. I'm going to fix the other slots later. And frankly, though, I don't want to be... Okay, let's pull all of this stuff out of here. And in fact... make a quick exit. Get up here. And let's pull all of these saplings out of here. With yon coin of suck grabbing them for me. Every now and then make sure there's none going back in there, which I'm sure some of them are because they're getting replanted. The main thing here is to pull the saplings faster than the farm can put them in. Get the thing clear of 4 saplings. Matter of fact, at this point, pull these, put those in. We'll start getting some IC2 rubber trees growing this way. And what I'll do is I will set the logistics system up to send rubber tree logs directly to the extractor to get rubber out of them. Okay, that's getting annoying. Alright, let's dump some of this into the system. Here, sorting. Oh, goody. ones that are getting planted here are the ones that the system, that the farm is grabbing up. It looks like it's not got any more of them. And the only saplings it's going to get from now on is going to be the rubber tree saplings. It'll take a while. But that's all right. Give it a few hours and this whole thing will be full of IC2 rubber trees, and that will be going on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a supplier pipe on the, well, let's go ahead and do it. Alright, on the extractor here, right now I have a chassis pipe with an extractor Mark II on it and an item sink. I'm going to break that off there. And I'm going to get a supplier pipe. Put the supplier pipe on there. And I'm going to take rubberwood logs. I'm going to tell this thing to keep a stack of rubberwood logs in this extractor at all times. Actually, it wouldn't matter what amount I said, but there. Now, any rubberwood logs to get put in here, like that, will end up in here. And that will automatically... Oh, come on. Partial requests, yes. Alright, I'm going to change it. We'll just have it keep 1 in here at all times. Number 1, partial request no. Alright, throw this into the sorting bag. Oh, you are going to be that way, aren't you? Now I'm curious. All right. Oh, wait a minute. I haven't told the tree farm pipe that it needs to export this rubberwood. That would be a good idea. Actually, come to think of it, extractor module, it's extracting everything. Okay, I have 9 rubberwood. Alright, let's drop one in here. You see, it should be grabbed right away. And there should always be one in there. Alright, fine. We will put the logistics chassis pipe back. And we'll hit that with an extractor module and an item sink module. And the item sink will be told, okay, sticky resin and rubber wood go there. Alright, now it's working. Slowly, but it's working. In any event, I'm going to start getting some of these upgrade modules put together, and I'll be back. Alright, so we've got some stuff going on here. I've reworked this extractor. It now has a supplier pipe that is set to keep the rubber wood in there, and back there is a logistics chassis with a extractor module on there to pull out the rubber that gets generated, and the system is supplying it with the rubber wood as it gets generated. And so far I've ordered 1 stack of energy storage upgrades, which is almost finished being made. And the bottleneck right now is rubber production. So it's going to take me a while. I'm going to go ahead and put 56 of these in there. And whenever this thing finally stops running, it will charge up and it will be able to run very steadily. And over time I will add more of these power storage upgrades to all of these things. And so on. Let me see here. We've all got the 2 transformer upgrades. So let's do this. Take that generator out of there. This MFE. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I do have an electric wrench. It's in here. Electric wrench. Here we go. Alright, that's out of there. Now, up here we have a medium voltage transformer that needs to come out. Right there. Now I have to go get it, because I didn't have my coin of suck turned on to keep it from dropping down. Alright. The medium voltage transformer is still needed, because that device needs medium voltage. Now, I will change that eventually, but for right now, that's not as actually important. So let's see, we'll just set that there. And I'm going to need some cable. Do I have any in here? Yes, I do. Alright, now we'll just hop the high voltage over to that. Hop the high voltage down there. Replace that piece of stone. There we go. Now we head in here. And here's the acid test. If I connect this, will everything explode? Ah, we did have an explosion. The induction furnace blew. Alright, let's break that one. And I forgot to use the wrench on it. Oh well. The rest of these things seem to be going okay. I'll have to put up a medium voltage circuit for the induction furnace. This is working. Machines down there are working. These things are all going. And this thing is processing rubber pretty quickly now. Let's put the last 8 of those in there. And it's starting to build up a charge. Excellent. Alright. The induction furnaces, I'll do something about that. I'll just open this area up. I've pretty much decided to go ahead and do that anyway. And I'll run the power line back here to a medium voltage transformer to produce medium voltage for the induction furnaces. And then I'll replace those and replace the glass and so on. But we're getting there. We're on the way. And right now, basically, I need to produce a lot of rubber in order to be able to make the circuits needed to produce all of these energy storage upgrades. Plus, I also need to get busy making a whole lot of overclocker upgrades. That's going to be fun. Oh, had another one blow up. Doggone it. Disconnect that. And that. Because these two are induction furnaces. We don't need to have them blowing up. I need to replace that bit of pipe. For now, force transport, get my electric wrench. Alright. There. That at least completes that circuit. And there's another couple of furnaces, and 3 furnaces actually, that I have to fix. And I'll get to that. In the meantime, I'm going to drop down here, pick up this crap. Alright. Alright, I've got a lot of rebuilding to do, but it's not actually super critical. It's just I need to correct for some carelessness and get the furnaces hooked back up and so on. That won't be a problem. The big time-consuming part is going to be making another 20 or more stacks of these energy storage upgrades. That's going to take a while because I'm going to have to be waiting on the production of rubber wood. And that production is doing a little bit better. And by the way, I noticed a little problem I had down here with this thing that was being fed with the logistics network, trying to use a supplier pipe to keep this thing loaded with a stack of logs. But I came down here to check it. The engines were off, and this thing was sitting here with no logs in it, and so on, despite the fact that the logistics network was hooked up to take care of that. And after messing with it a bunch, I decided to just run a precision export bus over here to provide force logs, and I ran the wire over. Okay. Oh, yeah. I ran the wire over from the AE system through that way, over and down there and in. And I took the deep storage unit with force logs and put them over here. So now the force logs will be stored there, and the AE system will deliver them to the logistics network as needed. The AE system is proving to be a very valuable mass storage device, really. So, anyway, that's where things are right now. We're running on high voltage now, and sometime very soon I want to see about getting some ultimate hybrid solar panels up, because with all this high voltage machinery going on, we're going to be going through the power a lot more, and I need to generate it a little faster. So that's about what's going on for right now. Coming up real soon, I want to do something about another power situation to supplement the use of force logs and force engines. I want to get some Buildcraft power coming up, and I think I have a pretty cool way to do that. There's a hint. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.